Hello and welcome back to the Yarn Hoarders Crafting Podcast. My name is Sasha and I'm coming to you today from a cold but dry town just outside of Birmingham in the West Midlands here in the UK. This is episode 43, and to terrify everybody, this is the last podcast episode before Christmas, because this goes out on Fridays, which means, yeah, this is the last one before Christmas, because Christmas is next Thursday. I am, however, recording this on Tuesday because this is the last chance I'm going to get to record an actual podcast episode next week, so the one that will be released on Boxing Day, or the 26th if you're not in the UK. Probably won't be a podcast episode, it might be my 12 cast-ons planning vid, and then hopefully the 12 cast-ons videos will start going live from the Monday. That's my phone again. I think it's vintage. I've been selling a lot of stuff recently. For a friend of mine asked me to do it. He doesn't have an account, he just asked if I could do it, and yep. Moving on, I'm rambling. Right. Shall we start with the big one this week? So, there's technically finished objects this week, but I'm still counting them as a whip because it's a yearly project I work on, but I get to that in a bit. So, first one, all project bags / baskets are ones I have made. So, first one is my Jones cardigan. This is a project I'm working on for my other half. It's meant to be his Christmas gift, but it's definitely not going to be done by next week. So, I am using the Worth Mill Yarns Saddleworth in the colourway Kingfisher. This is being knit on a 4mm currently, and I have finished the back. So I think about here last week. I have now finished the back. I have attached the first shoulder seam because I'd already done the one front. Technically you're supposed to do the seaming of the shoulders after you finished both fronts, but I just did it then so that I didn't have 100 different stitch stoppers and stuff. And I have started working on the other front. I'm about a third of the way done with that. And I am absolutely loving this. It also reminds me that I haven't told you what I'm wearing, but I'll get to that in a minute. So this is an all-over cabled cardigan. I would not say this is a very complicated cable pattern. If you are an adventurous beginner, I'm pretty sure you could manage this one. It is the basically the same braided cables all the way through it. You don't have to keep track of different cable patterns and different repeat lengths. It is a 8-row repeat, and you're good to go. And my goal for this is to have this front done, the shoulder seamed up, and the shawl collar and button band finished by Christmas Day. He has sort of tried this on when I seamed this up. He did try it on and it fits him amazingly well. I'm not gonna toot my own horn too much, but I think I did quite well. I'm not even finished with it yet. So I should have this finished within the first couple of weeks of January. This is a drop shoulder design, and well, the sleeves don't take that long, do they? But yep. So there is that. Hopefully, the next time I record a podcast, which will probably be in the new year now, or just about the new year, I will hopefully have the button band, the shawl collar and everything finished, and hopefully be at least part of the way through the first sleeve. That would be nice. I'm now going to roll this back up into its little burrito, and pop it back into the bag, along with all the other bits so that I don't lose it. And normally I wouldn't put the notebook in there with it, but just recently everything's been going everywhere and I can never find it, so it needs to go back in the bag. Project 1. Project number 2. These are my Christmas socks. Are they going to be finished for me to wear on Christmas Day? No, they're not. No. I might have one finished if I'm lucky. But I have. So these are being knit using. My hair is absolutely everywhere. West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the colourway Yuletide. And I'm doing the heel in West Yorkshire Spinners Nutmeg. And I have not even cut the yarn for the heel, even though I finished the heel. I have just started on the gusset decreases. So I started the gusset when I was at the gym yesterday. I'd forgot to take snips with me, so I couldn't detach this. But we have those. They are definitely not going to be finished in time for me to wear on Christmas. There's no way. Like, I might have one finished, in which case I might use it as a sock puppet to entertain my niece, who is 7.5 and probably isn't going to be entertained by a sock puppet anymore. Oh God, where's time going? But there we go. I have the first sock done. No, I haven't. I've got the first leg of the first sock done. So I think when I showed this last week, I was about to start the heel. So all that's been added to this is the so I've added the heel flap, heel turn, and I've started the gusset. I think I've got maybe 2 decreases done. Yeah, I've got 2 decreases done. So, but out and about, on the go. They will probably get a lot of work over the next few days, to be quite honest. But I'll talk about that later. I will now talk about what I am wearing before I go on to the last one, because I keep forgetting. This is a very old jumper I knit years and years and years ago. It's very thick and it is very oversized at this point. But it's... I can't even remember the name of the pattern I used. It came from Lovecrafts. And the yarn is the Lovecrafts Aran, which is a 100% acrylic yarn. I am literally just wearing this today because I've been running around the house doing 1,000,001 things, but it's been cold. But this, I can just roll my sleeves up and stay warm, but I don't mind it getting a bit dirty because it's way too big. I never leave the house in this. So I'm also wearing my Christmas shawl. I crocheted this last year in the space of about 4 days when I was very, very ill. I had bought myself a bunch of Hobie yarn, including this wheel of alpaca. It's the glittery one in the gingerbread colourway, and I made this pattern up. It might look like a basic granny stitch shawl, but every 10 rows there is 2 rows of a different stitch, which kind of gives it a sampler effect. I don't even remember what hook I used for this. As I said, I was quite ill and I worked this up in like 4 days. I think I was actually also watching the best Christmas movie known to man at one point while making this. Leave your guesses in the description box what you think the best Christmas movie on the planet is, because I highly doubt anyone's going to guess mine. But that is this. I love this. I know the wheel of alpaca is an 80% acrylic, 20% alpaca, but all I can feel is the alpaca, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. So I will drape that back over my shoulders. And my last project, which I'm keeping in the scrap basket that I made last week, that I said I had a plan for this and I was going to tell you about it, and then didn't tell you what the plan was. Apologies if you just heard that beeping, that's my dishwasher announcing that it's done. I swear it's not a bomb announcing it's about to go off, which my mum once thought was that. All she could hear was this sudden beeping. It's just a dishwasher, it's fine. But in this basket is a project I work on every single year. I make a whole bunch of these. They end up being given as gifts, sort of decoration and stuff, but it is the mini Christmas stockings by Amanda Berry. Amanda Berry? Yes, Amanda Berry. I have this printed out. There's no actual details on how to make it on the front page, but I believe this is a free pattern. I will endeavour to find it and link it in the description box below, but I've had this pattern now for many years. The copyright was for 2011, and I think I started making these maybe 2 or 3 years after that, so but that's that. And I have so far made, well, I've actually made more than these, but I've already given a couple of them away. I have 4 finished. There's more than that, but yeah. I'm also working on another one here. And I do this pretty much every year. Every year I start making these. I would like to know when most of them have gone, because, yeah, to be honest, I know where some of them have gone. My partner took a bunch of these into the office with him last year that I've made, and he didn't bring a single one of them home. So, but I make these every year. They all get chocolates and stuff put into them. I'm sure my niece will end up taking one off the tree and taking it home with her. But these are what they look like. I will hold up some of them. These ones are a little set. I don't know if my fingers are in the way there. If I seem to be leaning this way a lot, the mirror that I use to see is at the wrong angle, and I forgot to tell him to move it slightly before he left, so I do apologise. I'm trying to remain at the camera. Then there's this one. This one is slightly bigger. So I am holding fingering weight double. This is a DK weight pattern, but I don't really use DK weight yarn all that much, so I have to hold fingering weight double to make these. This one is a Hobie Christmas cotton, the glittery Christmas cotton. It is slightly thicker than the other fingering weights I've been using, which means this one's come out a bit bigger. It's also a lot denser, and I'll be honest, this one hurt my hands to make, whereas these didn't, and these worked up quite a bit quicker. But it's just a project I work on every year. I make a bunch of them, and yeah, wherever they go, they go. So yeah, I'm making these this year on a 3.75, which is what the pattern calls for, but every other year I've used a 4mm because this is the first year I've actually had a 3.75. It's fine. Like, they're like a tiny bit smaller. I've got a load on the tree currently, which I might take a video of to add to the end of this. But that's another one that's in progress. I change out the yarns that are in here, but I put like a load of my scraps in here. Like I basically open the scrap drawer, put my hand in and treat it like a claw machine and just go, right, those can go in there, and then I shall make some out of it. So the cotton one was 14 grams of yarn. I know, we're really eating through the scraps here, aren't we? And then the fingering weight sock wool ones are 8 grams roughly a piece. I'm just keeping a tally of how many of the sock ones I make, and then I'll add them all together at the end, which is why they're technically each mini finished objects, but I'm just going to count them as one big project in the grams out. So I will end up making a few more of these. I don't know if I will end up showing these again. Most of them will probably end up disappearing as last year's did, but we have those. I enjoy making these every year. Like, they're probably my most made pattern realistically, because yeah, I make loads of these every year, and they're nice. Like, okay, they're not exactly done in Christmas colours, okay, I get it. Like, this one is, but the rest of them aren't. They're just using scrap yarn, and to be honest, that's fine. Okay? It means if I accidentally leave one out, no one's going to be like, oh, that's a Christmas deck, isn't it? No, I just didn't put it away. But so that's everything knitting wise this week. As I said, this is the last podcast episode before Christmas, so yeah, next week will probably be my 12 cast-ons planning, and the reason that it's a planning vid is because this is my list of project ideas so far. And I don't even think this is all of them, because I've just been adding to them as I go. And yeah, there is 17 on here currently. If you can see the stars, that's just an indicator that the pattern is either free or that I already own it. Mostly because I don't want to end up spending like 50 quid this month just on buying patterns to make. So my planning vid, I'm not going to go over every single pattern and every single yarn. I'm just going to go over some of the basics and that, but we shall see. But yeah. Life stuffs. You may have noticed an absence of Vlogmas videos that I said I was going to do, and then I just haven't had a chance. I have been so busy this month. It happens. Like, well, there's nothing wrong, nothing complaining, but I've been busy with a lot of stuff that I either can't show, or people are not going to want to see. They're not going to want to sit there and watch me sat at my computer for 4 hours, or me eating dinner, cooking dinner, stuff like that. And I did say I'd probably just be sat here as a talking head, but I've been really busy, but not with stuff people are going to want to hear about. You know, I live a very normal, not very exciting life. There's also been some less than pleasant things going on this month, but I think it's just turned 3 o'clock because all the kids are walking past. I should probably hurry up. But yeah, life kind of gets in the way at times, and yeah, it has this month. It happens. So, but there might be like a random Vlogmas episode, more of a day in the life, but I'm not going to promise anything. We've got work coming over again this month, or this week, which means I'm not going to be able to film then either, because I have to move everything out of the office into the living room, which means there's nowhere for me to sit and record, because I don't want to sit and record in the bedroom, because that would be weird. So we shall see what happens. But other than that, there will be a bunch of 12 cast-ons mini vlogs videos. As I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to do one for each cast-on or group them together, but I am going to cast on 12 projects over the course of roughly 12 days. It might be more like 14 to 15 days depending on what we get up to, but we shall see. Anyway, I shall leave it there for this week. I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. If you're not a religious person like me and you're just in it for the food and the gifts, please enjoy. Please make sure you eat lots and lots of chocolate or lots and lots of the food you enjoy. And I hope to see you again before the new year, but if life gets in the way again and that doesn't happen, I wish all of you a peaceful, quiet, or fun-filled, drunken New Year's. And I shall see you next week, or maybe even next year, but we shall see. Bye, guys.
It's Christmas, maybe the fire gets through the storm. It's Christmas, maybe if you walk right through the door. I don't need presents shining bright, I just need you here tonight. Oh, let the bells mean you're arriving on this lonely night to Christmas. It's Christmas, maybe the fire gets through the storm. It's Christmas, maybe if you walk right through the door. I don't need presents shining bright, I just need you here tonight. Oh, let the bells mean you're arriving on this lonely night to Christmas.